Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to another 5 weekly favorites. First up, we can talk about the show that I'm sure you've seen. Everybody's been watching. We watched Tiger King this week and it was insane.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was hard to watch, not gonna lie, but overall it was so entertaining that we just had to keep watching.
We also want to mention a lot of people are criticizing the show because they didn't bring as much awareness as they could have to these tigers and big cats in captivity and how awful that is. And I feel like that point came across to us.
Yeah,
like
me
as
too.
soon as we watched that show, I mean, I knew that it was an issue with people having these big cats as pets and at these like makeshift zoos. I mean, I guess any zoo you could say the same thing about, but I don't think we knew how big the issue was because where we live, like I don't imagine that ever really happening. I feel like in California,
it really
people really try to protect animals.
It really opened our eyes to that this was a thing that was even
and, like,
legally
big cat
allowed.
people were a thing. Like how weird and like actually psychotic they are. We just didn't know that was even. I guess we were just a little ignorant to that fact. But overall, if you're unfamiliar, the show centers around this one guy named Joe Exotic who owns his own like big cat. What do you say?
He calls it a zoo.
Okay, I guess a zoo. But it's terrible because he just keeps breeding these cats, so he has cubs because he can charge people to take pictures with the cubs, and then they kind of become useless to him as they get older, and then he sells them, which is like a black market for big cats. So it's really, really sad, really devastating. But the people,
yeah, like the show is actually humorous, wouldn't you say, like overall?
Yeah,
because him and the people that work for him, and then his arch
nemesis Carol Baskin. She owns what she calls
a sanctuary
where she rescues the big cats from circuses. So she's not breeding the cats, which is a huge part of the problem. I mean, even with like dogs, like a huge part of the issue is that these breeders are still in business, but that's a whole nother tangent. And so I feel like she says that she's so much better than him, but then she still charges admission for people to come see these big cats.
She uses the sanctuary for profit.
Yeah, and she has these volunteers, and it's like this system where they could work there for like 5 years, and then they're at like the top level of volunteer, but they're not getting paid. So none of these people are good people. They're all terrible human beings.
It gets so intertwined and shady, and the craziest stuff happens. You have to watch it. You just have to.
We don't want to give anything away, and I'm sure you've seen it anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's watched it. It's like the #1 show on Netflix in years,
yeah,
right?
we weren't going to watch it because, well, I couldn't watch any of the parts with the snakes because I have like a terrible fear of snakes. But we didn't want to see like the animal abuse. Obviously, that's like very hard for us to watch, as most of you, I'm sure. But we made it through. It was hard to watch at times, but it was also really entertaining and good.
Okay, next up is nail polish that we've been liking. So we don't know if we've talked about this. Maybe we have like a few of these shades.
I feel like we thought about it because so many of you were asking what nail polish I was wearing in a few videos back, and it was, I think I kept saying Essie Saffron, but it's called Saffron the Move actually, and
Saffron the Move.
No,
right?
Saffron the Move.
Okay, it's
Saffron the Move. Essie Expressi shade 110, to be more specific.
Yeah, and so basically we've been like collecting from this range because Essie released this line. I think it's like a quick dry line, and we really like the performance of the nail polish and the brush, and you can get it at Target.
I think the thing I like most about it is the colors that they offer.
Yeah, and then they release amazing colors.
I do think this is like eerily similar to KL Polish Caramello. You guys know I used to work for them and Kathleen, and like I'm almost certain that they copied that color.
Very close.
But that color isn't available at the moment. I mean, I hope she releases it through Lights Lacquer because I love Lights Lacquer and the formula. But since it's not available, this is a really good dupe for Caramello by KL Polish.
And then some other shades. This was the first one I bought actually, and it is Cold Brew Crew, and it's kind of like a yellow base but deep brown. So really unique. Again, these are all really unique shades.
Yeah, this one that I recently bought is Midday Mocha, and I love the shade. It's like a deep, cool tone, neutral brown type of situation. But this one started chipping on me way sooner than the other shade. So I think there's a bit of an inconsistency. I still love the color. Like I said, we gravitated towards this range because of the color selection mostly.
It does dry quick though.
It dries really quick. I just don't think it's super long lasting, but nothing really lasts on my nails anyway.
Yeah. And then this one I just got, and I'm going to use it today for the first time, but it's such a unique red, and it is Seize the Minute 190. And online you can't really see, like obviously we haven't been able to go to Target, so we've been placing online orders, and I thought it just looked like a cherry red online, but in person it's like kind of like a slightly warm brick red. So it's really unique and it's really pretty. So that one's nice too.
Again, if you're looking for, oh, I just realized that this is like a sticker.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. If you're looking for really unique shades, I feel like this is the collection to go for, because their usual polishes we don't never really love.
No.
The brush is terrible.
Oh, but I love that Rocky Rose shade. That is a beautiful shade too. They've been better with shades lately.
Yeah, I guess probably lately. Okay, last week on one of our videos, a few of you asked me about this necklace, so I wanted to mention it in this weekly favorites. It's from 5 and 2 Jewelry, and I never ordered from that brand before. I heard Sivan talk about it. A lot of bloggers, they talk about that brand and speak very highly of their pieces. And I saw this on Revolve, and I believe Caitlin B, she had a similar necklace, and then like at one point linked to this as an option that looked like hers, and I really liked hers. So I had it saved on my Pinterest board, and then I noticed they were having a sale, and I believe it was around $50. It is a plated, like a gold plated necklace, so it's not like filled gold. So I feel like the $50 mark is a good price for this. It's just really cute. It's a little coin, and then it has this cute little clasp, but this isn't how you actually put it on. I know that can kind of be difficult. I would worry about breaking it. It has like a normal, what is it called? Like a normal
closure. I don't know.
There's a name for it. I can't think of it, but it has a normal like necklace closure on the back. So this is almost just for like just for aesthetic reasons, but I just really like it. I feel like it's a really good everyday necklace that you don't necessarily have to layer, because it looks really nice on its own, but you could layer it. The gold color is really pretty. It's lightweight, but it doesn't feel cheap. So yeah, I really been enjoying this. I'll link it down below on Revolve's website. You can probably get it on the 5 and 2 website too, but Revolve just has a lot of their pieces.
Okay, and then next up is a drink favorite, which we don't have here, but they're called, is it Bai or Bai?
I think it's Bai, B-A-I.
Bai Bubbles. Our best friend told us about them. They were that brand that had like those juices, would you call them?
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, they probably
still have them, but then now they make like essentially like a seltzer water. Is that what you would call it? Or not seltzer, like...
No, you're right.
It's like a sparkling water.
Like a sparkling water, but the difference is that they do have a little bit of sugar in them, whereas most sparkling waters are like all natural, sugar-free. And we love Spindrift. Like that's our favorite sparkling water. But this I feel like is a little more elevated, like between a Spindrift and a Sprite.
Oh,
maybe.
And there's tea in it.
Yeah, there's tea in it too.
There's tea, which adds some caffeine element. And fun fact, a lot of sparkling waters give us headaches. If you know why this is, if you have any medical background, let us know.
Well, I know why.
Oh, why?
Well, my theory was, so I listened to the Spindrift How I Built This, which is one of my favorite episodes, highly recommend it. And they spoke about how at the time when they launched their company, they wanted to be like the first sparkling water that used natural, like pure fruit juice, whereas a lot of them were using like derived from natural sources, but it was actually like artificial fruit juice, which is why you didn't have to refrigerate them. And his at the beginning had to be refrigerated, and then he came up with a system and like a new formula so that now they don't need to be refrigerated. You can buy them like at Costco on the shelf, obviously. But I think it's because they use like actual fruit juice and not artificial
with
sweeteners.
the carbonation, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, I just thought like that's the differentiation between Spindrift and other ones. And then I was thinking this Bai Bubbles, I don't know how it's sweetened, but because they use actual cane sugar, it's only a gram of sugar, I think, per serving, but because they use actual cane sugar and not like artificial sweeteners, maybe that's why.
Yeah, well, regardless, they do not give us headaches, which is a huge win, because honestly, like any of the sparkling waters, as soon as it gives me a headache, I'm like, I'm never drinking that again, because it's just not worth the headache.
Yeah.
But these did not, and it was so exciting.
They're so good. We tried the cherry flavor, and then I think there's a blood orange flavor. We're going to order that next, which also, as a side note, we just got a Shipt account. If you're unfamiliar, basically you can pay a yearly fee. I think ours was $89, and then you get, sorry, our dog is over there. I don't know what he's doing. And then you can get free deliveries from like Vons, Ralph's, Pavilion, CVS, Target, Petco, like a few other stores over $35. And this 4-pack of Bai Bubbles is like $6. So it's really easy to hit that $35 threshold. So we did the shipment through Target, and it's really actually so easy to order because you can still order on the Target app, and then you just do same day delivery. And then because they're so backed up, we actually had to do the next day to pick our delivery window, but it's fine. We've all been home, so it's totally fine. And then you just pick your delivery window, they drop it at your door, and if the Target like didn't have anything that was in stock, it just gets canceled from your order. So like for instance, we ordered a 4-pack of La Colombe, which we haven't been able to find.
I know, anywhere.
Which is so sad because we used to, just as a side note, like on our lunch break at work, we would walk to the grocery store and get lunch, and we always bought a La Colombe to drink in the afternoon, which I know it's like too much caffeine. It's between that and then like our morning cup of coffee, probably a little too much. But so now we're like really,
like
really
you
on
missed
the
that
hunt.
routine, and we're like, we want our La Colombes.
Yeah,
And we can't find them.
I know. So for instance, they didn't have those in stock. So that got canceled from the order, and then it just gets deducted from your total. So super easy to use. We haven't tried it with any other stores, but if you're like us and like we were used to going to Target probably twice a week just for random stuff or making returns or whatnot.
Just for fun.
Or just for fun. So it's nice to have so we can still get some things like fresh items from Target, like coffee creamer, things like that. That's a total tangent, but anyways, you can get the Bai Bubbles on Target with the same day delivery with shipped if you want.
Okay, and our last favorite is also from Target. It's a mirror that we purchased, which is actually probably a few weeks ago, but we forgot to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a rectangle mirror. I'm looking at it now.
I did post it on our stories. I'll insert that photo.
Yeah, we'll insert a photo so you can see, but we put it in our living room, and it's just the perfect size, and I think it would go in so many rooms, like a bathroom even.
A bathroom would look really nice because on the website they show it horizontal or vertical. We have it vertical.
Yeah, there's round edges.
We have it in like a corner of our house.
It's just a simple brass mirror. It's so pretty.
It looks way more expensive than it is.
Yeah.
I think it's around $50, and I feel like you could find that same mirror at like CB2.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
So definitely we'll link that down below so you guys can check it out.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you have a great relaxing weekend, and we'll see you next week.